Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of What's the Right Word? Before the 90s, there were not many foreign brands in India. The market was ruled by iconic Indian brands such as the Tatas, Godrej, Bajaj, MRF, TVS, and so on. But then, the policy of liberalization opened the floodgates and many foreign brands entered the Indian market. Brands from the US, Europe, and Asia, which had a global presence, became part of the Indian landscape and their names entered our vocabulary. இந்த ஃபாரின் பிராண்ட்ஸ்லாம் இந்தியாவுக்கு வந்த பிறகு வாயில் நுழையாத நிறைய பேருங்களை நம்ம கற்றுக்க வேண்டியதாயிடுச்சு. Some of these brand names were easy to pronounce and we adapted to them seamlessly. But there are certain brand names whose pronunciation is something that many of us are still unsure about. In this video, we are going to look at 15 such brand names and learn how to pronounce them correctly. Alright? வாங்க. The first brand name that we're going to look at is the name of a luxury car. I think most of us must have heard of this name, but many of us might not be sure about how to pronounce it. The right way to pronounce the name of this luxury brand is Audi. 2 syllables, Audi. Some of us might be pronouncing it as Audi or Adi, but the right pronunciation is Audi. Whenever there's a talk about luxury cars, one name definitely will pop in our memory, and that is a Benz. The word Benz is actually the second half of this car's name, and the word Benz is quite easy to pronounce. But the first part of this name is a little bit tricky, I guess, because many of us pronounce it in different ways. So, the right way to pronounce the name of this car is Mercedes-Benz with an emphasis on the say, Mercedes-Benz. The next brand name that we're going to look at is another car, but this time it's French. Sometimes we may feel that French words are a bit weird because they are not pronounced in the same way that they are spelt. And so it is the case here too. The name of this car should be pronounced as Renault. The L and T at the end of this word are silent. So the right way to pronounce this word is Renault. The last car brand name that we are going to look at in this video is a Korean one. This word is commonly mispronounced as much as it is commonly found on our Indian roads. Of course, it is our Hyundai. The right pronunciation of this word is Hyundai. It is not Hyundai, it is Hyundai. Now, this brand name is also a very tricky one, just like the one we saw before. But it's pretty simple if you learn how to pronounce it correctly. It has just 2 syllables and it should be pronounced as Huawei. Huawei. With a little emphasis on the H, not too much. Huawei. If there was an award for the longest mispronounced word in India, I think that award would go to this brand name. Many of us pronounce it as Xerox or Xerox or Xerox, depending on which part of India we belong to. But the right way to pronounce this word is Xerox. Just think of the TV channel ZTV, Xerox. So you can shorten the Z a bit and say Xerox, right? It's not Xerox, Xerox. Now, this brand is also one of the most widely recognized brands in India because the products from this brand are used by a lot of people who are in the IT industry and also from other industries. Many people pronounce this wrongly as Adobe, but the right way to pronounce this brand name is Adobe. Adobe, all right? I'm sure most of us would have heard about Nike, and most of us might be using it too, but there are many of us who still pronounce it as Nike. But the right way to pronounce this brand name is Nike. So next time you go shopping for shoes, ask for Nike instead of Nike. Alright? This famous American brand is well known all over the world, and it is also very commonly mispronounced all over the world. The correct pronunciation of this brand name is Levi's. The Americans tend to pronounce their I's as I's, like semi instead of semi. So Levi's is the right pronunciation. It is not Levi's, it is Levi's. Now, this brand which I'm going to talk about is quite popular in India. A lot of people must be owning shirts or trousers or even sportswear from this brand, and it is commonly mispronounced as Louis Philippe, but the right pronunciation is Louis Philippe. The S at the end of Louis is silent, and the Philippe should be stretched. It's Philippe, it's a French word, so it should be pronounced correctly as Louis Philippe instead of Louis Philippe. The last brand name that we're going to see in the fashion segment is an Italian brand. Many of you might have seen this brand name and be wondering how to pronounce it. It is quite an expensive brand, and people with deep pockets can afford to buy products from this brand. The correct pronunciation of this brand name is Gucci. The double C should be pronounced with a ch sound. So it is Gucci. It is not Gucci or Gaki, it is Gucci. I hope I can buy something from Gucci sometime in my life. Many people, when they think of burgers, they think about this brand. There might be other brands which serve equally good or even better burgers, but the name of this brand has become synonymous with burgers. It is the name that is represented by those two golden arches. It is McDonald's. Many of us might wrongly pronounce it as McDonald's. The right way to pronounce this word is McDonald's. And if you want to sound more American, you can say McDonald's. Right? Well, how can you talk about McDonald's and not talk about this brand? This brand is the market leader in the soft drink industry, and everybody knows this brand by sight. It is CocaCola. We sometimes pronounce it as CocaCola, but the right pronunciation of this word is Coca-Cola. Alright? The next brand name that we are going to look at in the food segment is a popular ice cream brand that has entered India. You might have seen an outlet of this brand in a mall in your city or town. I'm sure that pronouncing the name of this ice cream brand would have been more difficult than choosing from the different flavors that were on display. This brand name should be pronounced as Haagen Dazs. Haagen Dazs. The ending of the Dazs starts with a Z and then lands on an S. It's a very subtle difference, but you can still try it. Dazs. Haagen Dazs. Okay, the last brand name that we're going to look at in this video is a name that all of us are familiar with and most of us might be using every day. It is Amazon. You can say Amazon or Amazon. Most of us might be pronouncing it wrongly as Amazon or Amazon. The right pronunciation for this word is Amazon or Amazon. Okay friends, I hope you liked this video. இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா லைக் பட்டனை பிரஸ் பண்ணுங்க, and please do share it with your friends, and also please subscribe to our channel if you have not yet subscribed to encourage us to make more videos like this. So until we meet in the next video, ciao.